from Temecula, California, and I grew up with my dad. He had a lot of different businesses. He's always getting his hands into something, but mainly insurance. He owns an insurance agency, which is actually where I had my first job in 8th grade. And I was actually the collections girl. So I'd be like calling him up and be like, "You owe us money, come in and bring it." And so then they would come bring in the money, and I'd be like, and they'd be like, "What is this little girl?" Like, okay. And then my mom worked there for a while, but mostly she was a stay-at-home mom. I have a brother and a sister. My sister is 2.5 years younger than me, and she's my very best friend in the whole world. And then I have a brother. He's 6 years younger than me, and he's just wild child. We're very similar. He's just all over the place crazy. Growing up, I've always been just very outgoing and loud and always wanting to run around and have fun, but in school, I was actually kind of shy and very nerdy. I think I started to come out of my shell in the end of high school, and then I started to get comfortable, and I was like, okay. So if you put me in front of like thousands of people, I am so comfortable. But you put me in a room with just a couple people, or just like in like a school type setting, I'm like really shy. I never wanted to be at school. When I was in school, I was just like thinking about, you know, when's this gonna be over? When can I drive to the mountains and go snowboarding? Or when can I get out of class and do something that I love outside? Or I never wanted to be in class. I was completely uninterested. I always maintained at least a C or a B average so I could keep my car and I could go do activities. I've always been a dirt bike rider. I mean, since I was a kid, I did dirt bikes and I would ski, and then I would do wakeboarding and stuff like that. And then when I was in high school, I discovered snowboarding and completely fell in love with it and would drive up to the mountains basically every day after school. I thought that that's what I wanted to do. I was gonna be a pro snowboarder, you know. But I had a bad accident and was unconscious for a couple days. And when I came to, I was like, maybe this isn't the sport for me. I know I'm gonna kill myself doing these stunts. I guess everything that I do, I take a risk. I mean, wrestling or riding my Harley, but sometimes I unnecessarily take risks that I should probably take myself out of the equation. Do it as a recreational sport, something fun. When I was a kid, I grew up on dirt bikes, and my dad's just into everything. Like anything that's extreme. We've always been into like any kind of extreme sports. He would take me on his Harley when I was a kid, and I always knew when I got old enough and I could handle, you know, a big bike, I was gonna end up getting a Harley. And I've always gone to the rallies, and I started touring with a dance team when I was 18 years old. We would open up for bands at biker rallies, and I toured all over the nation, going to every bike rally, you know, there is, been to all of them. But when I was 18, I got my first Harley. It was right after I came home from Sturgis. Sturgis is crazy, and it is the event I look forward to every single year. This year's gonna be my 8th year going to Sturgis, and there will never be a year that I will miss it. Or even if I only have to fly out and be there for like an hour, drive to the bar, get a drink, and get back on the plane, I will do that until the day I die. That's like my home. When I moved to LA, I was a Hooters girl, but of course I couldn't do that just regular, couldn't just be a Hooters girl. I did it on roller skates. I was the first one to do it there, and I had to sign a waiver and everything because I would go up and down stairs carrying the bus tubs on my tippy toes on my skates. And I did that for about 6 months, and meanwhile working my way into Perfect Angels, and then we started touring full time, and I was on the road going to every bike rally for a good 6-7 years. Then I got a job on the Man Show, and I was a juggie there for a little while, and I'd always, throughout all those years, I would, you know, do modeling here and there, just like little TV stuff. I've never been like an actress. I've never wanted to do the movies or anything like that. I always wanted to do whatever got me to just kind of enjoy having fun and being young. I definitely live a rock star lifestyle. I mean, we've had some pretty late nights and we've gone a lot of places, and I've definitely enjoyed every last second minute of it. I watched wrestling as a kid. I had a girlfriend, and we would always get together. Her whole family loved wrestling. My family, we never watched TV ever, but I would go over to her house and we'd watch wrestling. When I first moved to LA, that was one of the first jobs I inquired about. I wanted to get into wrestling, and was told I was too small, didn't fit the bill, and at the time I didn't really fit in, you know. And then when the Diva Search had come along, I was like, oh man, perfect opportunity. And literally right when I walked through those doors for that first audition, I just knew that I was gonna be a part of wrestling for a long time. I knew that it was gonna take over my heart. I knew that I'd found a home in myself, and I'd always been, you know, searching and, you know, sitting in LA and doing every kind of interesting, odd end modeling TV job that you could think of, but knew that there was something kind of waiting for me that I'd really just love and be able to flourish with. I never notice pain, and I never notice too much sometimes, which can kind of hinder me, but I'm so aggressive, and I love to work, and I'm just always hungry to learn more. And so, I mean, there's definitely days when, you know, you've trained and you wake up and you feel like a truck hit you, but I'm always so excited about the next step that I don't really notice. The wrestling business has changed me a lot. I feel like every step that I've gone through in my life, I look at everything, and it's really been in steps. You know, I grew up in Temecula, kind of in a bubble, in a shell. Came out, moved to LA, learned so much with Perfect Angels and doing the stuff there and going on tour there. And then going to the wrestling business, you just get exposed to the world. And I have really grown up a lot more in the past couple of years than I knew I was going to, and actually opens you up to knowing that you're gonna grow up every year and you're gonna change every year. And I've learned a lot from this business, and I want to continue learning a lot from it. My dad, when I first told him about everything, and you know, he knew what was going on, he was just like, man, you are such a Hemme. Like, you just like, of course you pick something like that, and he supports everything that I do, and he's really excited about it. I always knew when I was a kid that I was going to do something active and something artistic, something creative.
I can feel it pumping through my veins, and I like it, and I like it.
When I first moved to LA, one of the first jobs I inquired about, I wanted to get into wrestling. And literally right when I walked through those doors for that first audition, I just knew that I was going to be a part of wrestling for a long time. Talking to TNA and coming here, when I first walked through the doors and the warm, you know, response, and just having everybody hungry for this company and passionate about it, it warmed me inside. And right away, I knew that I was at home.
I just happen to have with me a very lovely game show hostess, the lovely Christy Hemme. Christy, where are you?
Wow! It's Playboy April 2005!
Everybody brings something special and unique to this company, and you combine it all together, and you got this explosion of a show. And what I personally bring to it is, you know, my own little spunky flair, you know, my fire. I'm really excited to grow with this company and hopefully meet you guys on the road sometime, and just, I'm happy to be here doing what I love to do and showing it for you guys. Bye.